Hi, Passions. Welcome to my channel, welcome to my home, and welcome back to another video. Girlfriends, Kiss Me Reese's Pieces, Hershey's Kisses. Girlfriends, get in here, get in here, get in here, get in here. Okay? I'm pretty sure you guys know the Hollywood streets are burning. Okay? Um, Four words: Will Smith, Chris Rock. Man, I mean, why am I about to, start talking about these people when, they got money? They're not worrying about what they did or the repercussion of what they have done because they're good over there. Okay? But I have children, I have grandchildren, and I have two sons. And I teach my babies to do better and act better and use your words. Use your words 3 times before you have to go to the fist. Okay? Walk away. Walk away. It takes a big man. It takes a bigger person to know when to walk the hell away. As far as I can see thus far, there has been no repercussions for Will Smith. I don't. I believe that he should not have gotten that award out in the open. They should have just gave it to him after the night ended. I, I don't think the audience should have stood up and applaud him. Okay, because I believe that he was wrong. Maybe Chris Rock did not know that Jada had alopecia. Maybe he knew, but he was just doing his job. If you don't want to be ridiculed at a comedy show, do not go there looking all kind of cray and go sit in the front row. Okay, because that is their job. That's what they do. It's called comedy. It's called a joke. And they use people, unfortunately, okay, for the material. And, with the Oscar award, they do the comedy thing because it kind of breaks up the narrative that rich people are stuck up and, full of themselves. So it kind of shine them in a normal light, right? That they're normal people. And that, they can be made fun of. So what happened last night was a shit show. It took away from the whole first of the Oscars. The first all black production of the Oscars, right? It was directed by blacks, hosted by blacks, and yeah, Will Smith just kind of slapped that shit out the window and made it all about himself and a jackassery behavior. Now, that thought. Okay, let's. I don't have that split screen
Lyra,
thing.
TJ, and Amy are at the Academy Museum of Motion Pictures in Los Angeles, covering it all for us this morning.
They were there for something we have never seen before, something that is very hard to process. Will Smith walking up onto that stage after Chris Rock told a joke about his wife, simply assaulting Chris Rock. You see it right there. He hit him, cold cocked him after that joke. Chris Rock composed himself, got it back together, gave out the award, but the Academy put out in a statement overnight saying they don't condone violence, but have not taken any other action yet.
And Chris Rock did not file charges.
Mm-hmm.
LA police are aware, but no charges. But it really, it changed the entire night. It was a wonderful night, a first and all that, but he was soon back on that stage accepting the Oscar for Best Actor. TJ is going to start us off with all of that. Good morning, TJ.
Robin, this was awful. It was ugly. It was embarrassing. It was confusing. But on that stage last night, like Georgia said, we saw something we'd never seen before. And this was a night where we saw history repeated. We had a feel-good night. Ariana DeBose, a night where we saw the first deaf man pick up an acting Oscar, on a night where we saw Coda win, and on a night where this entire production, the entire Oscar show, was done for the first time by an all-black producing team. But here we are, leading off the show, and the story of the morning is about one man assaulting another on the Oscar stage.
Black on black crime.
Hollywood's biggest night.
Everywhere.
And this was not an accident.
Wow!
Will Smith slapped Chris Rock on stage at the Oscars. The tense moment happened just seconds after Rock made this joke about Smith's wife, Jada's shaved head.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't
He's
wait
smiling.
to see.
Look
All
at
right?
him. Look.
You can see Jada roll her eyes, and then Smith seems to laugh it off, but then gets up on stage.
Oh, wow! Wow! Will Smith just smacked the out of me.
But this is what you didn't hear at home, but aired on some international feeds.
Nick Mike's name out your mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
I'm going to, okay? I could go, okay. That was
At first.
greatest night in the history of television. Okay.
A seemingly rattled Rock goes on to introduce nominees for Best Documentary Feature. Sean P. Diddy Combs and host Amy Schumer tried to cut the tension in the room.
Okay, Will and Chris, we're gonna solve that like family at the goal party. Okay? But right now we're moving on with love.
Did I miss anything? There's like a different vibe in here.
About 45 minutes after slapping Rock, a tearful Smith took to the stage to accept the award.
He's
for
a great
Best
actor,
and
so look
gave
at the
Richard
performance.
Bennett a standing ovation.
Look, check it
Richard
out. Check out the
Williams,
performance
Was a fierce
in character.
defender of his family. I'm being called on in my life
Ugh.
to love people and to protect people and to be a river to my people. I want to be a vessel for love.
Smith apologized, but not to the comedian.
I want to apologize to the Academy. I want to apologize to all my fellow nominees. Love will make you do crazy things.
Overnight, the LAPD tells ABC
Yeah,
News Rock declined
whatever.
to file a police report. The Academy issued a statement saying it does not condone violence of any form. Jada has been candid about her struggle with hair loss due to a condition called alopecia, ultimately deciding to shave her head.
This is going to be a little bit more difficult for me to hide.
But this isn't the first time she's been the butt of Rock's jokes. In 2016, Rock took aim at her decision to boycott the award show amid the Oscar So White controversy in his opening monologue.
Jada's mad her man, Will, was not nominated for concussion. I get it. It's not fair that Will was this good and didn't get nominated. You're right. It's also not fair that Will was paid $20 million for Wild Wild West.
The couple ignored questions from the press as they walked the blue carpet at the Vanity Fair after party. Smith smiling with his family, then partying and dancing with his gold statue. And Robin, George, Stray, you, depending on who you talk to, you hear different opinions about what the moment was. There's some people who will say this is a man who was frustrated and was defending and taking up for his wife. And then there's another faction of folks who will tell you, and this is the word you all I had, said to me plenty of times, heartbroken. Heartbroken, and this is what I got from a lot of African Americans, that this was a moment and a showcase for Will Packer to have his hands on this show and for this to be the moment that's talked about. It took away from what the show was. So people will have their opinions about it, but without question, this was an awful, unfortunate, and out of character behavior from Will Smith, who we've all spent a whole lot of time with over the years, guys.
It just took away a night of first, as we said. And we'll get back to you and Amy and TJ and Larry in just a little bit.
No excuse for violence.
No, it's not.
I'm sorry.
No, none. Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out.
No excuse for violence. That was a night that should be going down in history as the best Oscar production in history, right? It was beautiful. And the entire moment was just stolen, because instead of everyone talking about the night, you know, the participants, we're talking about Will Smith smacking Chris Rock. Honestly speaking, I don't see anything offensive in what Chris Rock did, because I know that it's Chris Rock's job. That's what Dave Chappelle does. That's what Kevin Hart do. That's what people before them did. Arsenio Hall. My guy coming to America. Can't think of his name right now. But many others. I mean, we have now come to a new precedent when it comes to, you know, comedy shows. Like, if a comedian picks someone in the audience to crack a joke on, and they don't like it, they now get up and just start punching people out. We teach our children not to resort to violence. Will Smith and Jada Pinkett have platforms in which they can use to expand on what Chris Rock said. They could have used their platforms to educate people on alopecia. He could have, Will knew 90%, 99.9% that he was going to win that Oscar. And he could have used that moment to shed light on the disease alopecia. He could have waited until Chris Rock got off stage, walk behind stage, and settle his dismay, right? And I'm pretty sure a camera would have caught that. He is a rapper, a director, a writer. He has people who writes for him. He could have wrote something and, you know, mentioned something on a different platform. There were so many different avenues in which he could have shared his pain for his wife. I mean, he was laughing at first. I mean, everyone's talking about he wasn't upset when Jada cheated on him. That ain't got shit to do with shit. Okay, he didn't punch the guy out that was in his house, screwing his woman. That ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Black on black crime. Black people are constantly hurting black people. Money just can't seem to change people, make people do better. Eventually, the true nature comes out. Now, I'm not sure if he took on the role in which he won the Oscar for on the stage, the protector of his family. But I don't think Serena Williams, I don't think the girl's dad ever resort to violence. To me, that's an assault. I wish Chris Rock would have, press charges, but you know what, the bigger person just always just overlook stuff and move on with their life, because too much work, too much energy. If I was Will Smith's wife, honestly speaking, I would have, once he sat down, I would have gotten up and walked away, because I don't condone violence. I just don't. It's too much going on in the world. We have a war in Ukraine. We have shit going on here. We have Republicans trying to bring us back to 100 years ago. There's too much stuff going on in the world. So let's talk about alopecia. The way Will Smith reacted, you would think that Jada Pinkett had cancer, that she had HIV/AIDS, that she had some chronic illness, cirrhosis of the liver, kidney failure, kidney disease. Whew. Mentioning kidney disease, it just brought up memories of my brother, because he had kidney disease, and I had a kidney transplant that took very well, but 8 months later got COVID and passed away. Now, alopecia. We have wigs, extensions, and we have women like Jada. Okay, we have women who chooses to wear, wigs, extensions, sewing, and do other things with their hair, to just maintain, because they don't want to lose the hair. Our hair is like a crown of beauty. But for me, beauty is skin deep. Jada wears her bald head beautifully. She's gorgeous. I did not know that Jada Pinkett Smith have alopecia. I did not know that. I mean, I post when it was flashed on social media. I went and looked it up, screen recorded, posted on my TikTok. I was getting hundreds of comments. Oh my God, likes and shares. It was getting a lot of attention. And we had a lot of conversations, a lot. And I was upset because I just thought that Will Smith was just so out of line. He was just so out of line. And I was pissed that he did that to another brother. Whether it was a white man or a black man, I was just pissed that it was done. Okay? A man that I respected, that I no longer have any respect for. I posted on my TikTok, got a lot of views within minutes, hundreds. And TikTok silenced my video and took it down for community guideline violation. I guess because of the cursing and the hits. But still, others videos of the same thing is still up there. I think because I talk about a lot of politics, and they don't like that. But I may regret this later, but that's why I got all the makeup on, looking like a damn clown. But I put the makeup on for this reveal. I may later regret this, but here goes. Back in my younger years, I have long, beautiful hair. I could cut my hair to any length, mushroom, but whatever I wanted to do, my hair grew back like that overnight. And all of my children have that blessing. They all have gorgeous hair. Of course, they're all mixed, but, a little bit of both daddy's side and my side. But I had beautiful hair. Loved my hair. Oh my God. Thick, gorgeous, long hair. Okay. I had hair that caused problems in high school. I had a lot of jealous, females. And I loved my hair. It was my everything. It was. But as I got older, my mother put chemicals in my hair. Jerry curl, burned my scalp, perm. burnt my scalp. My scalp was so severely burnt that blood was rushing down my face. My hair was caked onto my scalp from bleeding. My scalp was sore. So throughout all those years of just, putting those chemicals in my hair, it just, caused me to develop a very bad case of alopecia. Now, I've tried my best to, hold on to what I have left. And it is hard. It takes me not putting heat in my hair, which I have. I don't do it a lot. Hence why I braid my hair. I wear a lot of hats. Flaky scalp, itchy scalp, painful scalp. When I wash my hair, it's in the shower, and it's painful. I get very emotional to see my hair going down the drain or in trash. And it hurts. It hurts. But I've gotten to just love who I am on the inside more than I do the person on the outside. I'm serious. I mean, I love all of me. But what is inside, how I feel, how I take care of myself, how I love people, it's just so much more important to me. How I take care of my family, how I'm honest with myself, I'm truthful in my life, and I'm living right is more important to me than what's on top of my head. Right here, I had no hair at one point, right here. This is my hair. There are times when I want to cut it off. There are times when I want to go bald. Because it's heartbreaking. It really is, but I'll much rather to lose my hair than to have lost my brother. There's so much worse than losing your hair. Alopecia, to me, it's annoying, but it's not life-threatening. People out there, it's dying every freaking day from all kinds of shit. My sister worked in a hospital, and she works in I forgot what the unit is called, but it's the unit for critical care, where people are months, weeks, days, hours away from dying from all kinds of diseases. Some nights, some every now and then she'll call me to express to me her nights, how difficult it was, how she had to try so hard for a person to hold on to life for as long as she could. She can possibly, aid them to do so. She tells me how she have to call, daughters, family members, about a DNR, and how family members want their loved ones to just stay alive for as long as possible. Now I could see if Jada had AIDS or cancer or some really bad disease where she knew that her days is counting down. There was a date, right? I mean, we all have an expiration date given by God. We don't know when, where, or how, but we know it's coming. And then we have the expiration dates that doctor gives us, right? And it's nothing. It wasn't, to me, it wasn't that serious. It was a joke. Jada is a beautiful woman with or without hair. I mean, I would look just as good with or without hair. It's just hair. So now should Will Smith's son goes off and punch a man, should he somehow, in some way say something derogatory that is offensive to the woman he's dating? I mean, he may not be so lucky to walk away without any consequences. Maybe there's more beneath the surface. Maybe Will Smith is going through some things. For me, there's three kinds of people. There's three people in that whole debacle. A man who may not have known Chris Rock. A man who is now living in regrets, Will Smith. And a woman who didn't ask, Jada. It's just it's just a really sad situation. It really is. See, my brother was such a peaceful person. He was such a peaceful man. Like, that would have never happened. You know? That my brother was such a humble person that he would have never behaved like that. He would be probably just shocked. All my brother knows is love. I mean, he knows there's violence out there, of course, but all he is and all he knows and all he expresses is love.
A worldwide phenomenon. It's insane.
Bigger than Frozen.
Bigger than Frozen. Bigger than almost anything. It's like platinum.
Well, you're at the Vanity Fair Oscars party. Are you excited? Is this a party you love every year?
I'm excited. Been coming to this party for many years. Always meet a lot of people that I'm a fan of and who are my heroes. So look forward to that.
How did you feel about the show tonight?
I thought it was one of the best shows. It was most exciting, fun, best representation, funny as hell. And then there's an unfortunate incident, but I thought I killed.
The unfortunate incident, let's discuss it. What was your reaction?
It was like, at first you thought, oh my God, it's a skit. Oh my God, wait a minute, there's no punchline. Whoa, it's a punch, not a punchline. And you're like, oh, that's really unfortunate.
And how did you feel about Will's speech?
I would like more of a straight apology to Chris. That would have been great. Because I thought Will's performance was amazing, and I'm sorry that he tarnished it with his behavior. Nobody likes to be made fun of, but you gotta have a sense of humor about yourself. Can't take yourself that seriously. We're just acting. Let's just relax.
What do you think the Academy does from here?
I don't know. That's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. He said in his speech, I hope I'm allowed to come back. I don't know.
Well, you're somebody who's been in this business for a long time, so I wanted your thoughts on it because you know what it's like to be in the headlines, to do all that.
We all get hot-headed. We all get excited. We all take ourselves a little too seriously. But there's a lesson to be learned for all of us. Everything's a learning opportunity, a life lesson.
Well, it's been an exciting year for you. What's been a highlight?
The Bruno song. Who would have thought that it became
We
become
don't
a
talk
worldwide
about
phenomenon?
Bruno,
It's insane.
no.
Bigger than
We don't
Frozen,
talk
bigger than
about
almost anything. It's like
Jada.
platinum.
You will get
five
smacked
weeks,
down.
number one on Billboard, number one on Spotify. People like acting it out. It's gonna be a Halloween thing.
Performance tonight, Megan Thee Stallion.
That was.
Man, Megan Thee Stallion and Beyonce. What? For me, the joke did not warrant an assault. You know, they have platforms in which they could have expressed their feelings. There's just violence should be the last resort. Violence should not be on the violence should just not have been on the table for that. You know, yes, Jada losing her hair, it's devastating to her. Me losing my hair is devastating to me. I don't want to go freaking bald. I'm gonna have to probably shave my hair off, shave my hair off later. I don't want that. I mean, every time I do my hair, it just pains me. See all my hair just coming out. You know, like right now it's so dry. I need to go moisturize my hair. You know, but it's not a life or death situation. It's not. It's just fucking hair. I mean, nowadays people are so skillful. They'll put a wig on your head, or weave or extension, whatever the hell it's called. I don't know. I don't do none of that stuff. It will look like your natural hair. If you don't tell someone it's a wig, they'll never know. But someone who's losing a kidney, someone who has breast cancer, who has to get their breast amputated, someone who has to take a pill to live, who is considered the Walking Dead or a zombie, people who live in depression every day with thoughts of suicide or they have attempted to take their lives. That's some serious shit. People who have serious illnesses that if they should catch COVID, most likely they won't live to see, the next month or 2 or 3. Like my brother. I would gladly give my hair to have him back. I would gladly shave my head if it meant my brother coming back. It's just hair. I have learned to live with it. I have learned to accept the possibility. Jada has lost nothing but her hair. She's a wealthy woman, a gorgeous woman, an intelligent woman, a successful woman, a woman with a platform that's empowering. What did she lose last night? Will Smith has apologized to the audience and the Academy Award. I mean, not the Academy, the Oscar. Okay, but he did not apologize to the person whom Chris was presenting the award to. You ruined that person's moment. You ruined everyone's moment after that and the moments before that. Just rich, entitled bitches. You lost my respect.
That is an ease.
Before winning Best Actor for his portrayal of Venus and Serena Williams' father in King Richard last night, Will Smith shocked the Oscar audience by slapping Chris Rock. Happened on stage after the comedian made a joke about Smith's wife, Jada Pinkett. During his acceptance speech, a teary-eyed Smith...
She was doing it with this entanglement. Where was her protection of her husband? Chris Rock is a comedian. What comedians do, they can do this better than anybody else. They can take a real-life situation and make it funny. That's what comedians are. Comedians take situations, and that's why I say, we up here all the time, Skip, I say there's truth in jokes.
Ugh.
That's what they do.
There's the most truth in jokes.
So now what we're starting is a golden precedent. I'm saying something about somebody, oh, look at that weave, or look at this hair, man, bro, what you got on, man, that's terrible. He walks up on stage. What he should have done is what DC Young Fly did last year when somebody came up on the stage and whipped it. Because, see, this is going to be out there for perpetuity. But also would have been out there for perpetuity. I'd have come up out that tux. I'd have whipped Will Smith ass.
I know you.
I would have whipped, he'd have had to whip me or I'd have had to whip him. And every time I see him, it's on sight. There ain't nothing to say. Hey, hold on. I'm watching him at the Vanity Fair, and Will Smith is carrying on like ain't nothing happened. And then you apologize to the Academy. At the Academy, you need to apologize to that man. Skip, let me tell you, there's three things, especially in our community. You say the N-word, you spit on me, and you slap me. Because if you go back when we were less than, that's what they did. They didn't punch you, they slapped you.
Got it.
Because that's the ultimate sign of disrespect. When you hear somebody, they don't say I'm gonna punch you, they say I'm gonna slap the you know what out of you. Because that's the ultimate sign of disrespect. Will Smith and his crowning achievement, he finally won an Oscar, and he's had some performances that he could have easily won one. Now, Will Smith won the Oscar in 2022, but what? This overshadows it. He's never going to be able to live this moment down. What should have been his greatest moment, his joy, is marred by this.
Because most people anticipated he was going to win Best Actor.
Right.
Okay.
And so now you take the moment away from Venus and Serena about their dad, the story about their family, their dad. You stole that moment from them. Why? Because he made a joke. This is the first time I get it. Chris Rock said something back in 2016 when Will Smith said he was going to boycott, and Jada said she wasn't coming also, and Chris Rock said, well, they didn't invite you anyway, so nobody gonna miss you. But Skip, this for him to do that, considering some of the things that she has said at her round table about an entanglement, he ain't slapped that guy. That's the guy you should be mad about.
Yep.
I'm so disappointed because it's us. For the world to see, I don't know how many people was watching. Say 5, 10, 15, 20 million people was watching.
Not what it used to be, but go ahead.
But it's us. You see, it's us. And all y'all out there talking, oh, that's her man, his man protecting his woman. Really? That's what y'all think this is about. It's embarrassing. Will Smith, I hope he went to bed. I hope he prayed. This was embarrassing to the highest degree.
Okay, I'll take it from a different perspective on this side of the table. I have watched these awards for many, many years.
Yeah.
What he said.
My breast cancer has spread to my sternum, spine,
That's
hip, and femur.
something to
My
be pissed off
passion
about.
is dancing. I never stopped.
Sarah, to you first. How do you, and I just want to be clear, there's so many vectors in this story, and I wonder how you are making sense of it this morning.
I got 3 words for you. Use your words, Will. You are an actor. You are a rapper. You have people that write things for you. You're a smart guy. Use your words, not your fists or your hands. It's that simple. I think you sat there and watched that, and I think everybody was shocked only because they thought it was part of the skit at first. And did you notice? He was laughing at first until Jada clearly wasn't, rolled her eyes, and then he gets up and goes and does this. But it really took away so much from everybody that was there and from the moment. I have to be honest, I'm a little embarrassed that I'm even talking about this right now. We've got inflation that is crushing families. We have millions of refugees who are running for their lives, trying to find refuge, mothers and children. And we've got Ukraine, which is literally on fire and being bombed. This was a moment that did not need to happen. And now it's trending on Twitter instead of 1,000 other things that are far more important. So that's where I stand on this. Watching that was really, really disheartening and disappointing.
Look, it is a lighter thing, the Oscars in general, and those moment for people to revel in today, they aren't. That is for sure. Eric, I wonder what you think of what you saw.
Well, what elevates this story is the reaction of the Hollywood establishment. It was bad enough that Will Smith took it upon himself to physically attack Chris Rock because of a joke he told. But then when Will Smith went on to actually accept the Best Actor award and receive a standing ovation from some people in that audience for what he did, the Academy put a short statement up on its Twitter page saying that it didn't condone violence. But in this case, it did. Will Smith was allowed to accept his award. He was given as much time as he wanted to speak, well over 4 or 5 minutes. And as far as I can see, he didn't pay any real consequences for what he did. And I just wonder, there's so many people, we're having these conversations about cancel culture, but here's a situation where a comic told a joke and then got physically assaulted. No one in the room really seemed to penalize Will Smith for it. The Academy didn't penalize Will Smith for it. The producers of the Oscar cast didn't penalize Will Smith for it. We now hear that Chris Rock is not going to press charges. Who's going to ensure that someone pays a price for committing an act of violence on live television? That's the question I have still today.
There's so much context here, and I mean, none of it excuses the use of violence. But I do just want to mention for people who aren't necessarily aware, there was a joke that Chris Rock told back in 2016 at the expense of Jada Pinkett Smith and at the expense of Rihanna. And also, it's important to know that as he made this joke about her appearance and about her hair, she has dealt with alopecia, the autoimmune disorder that's part of the reason, as we understand it, that her hair is short, because it causes the loss of hair. And Sarah, I guess you can obviously be against violence and also look at what Chris Rock was saying. I know it's been dismissed by some people as just a joke, but this is also someone who had a project, a documentary film back in 2009 called Good Hair.
Maybe he didn't know.
This idea of him joking about how do you make sense of these different things? Not condoning violence, but also.
And G.I. Jane was a badass.
Sure.
Okay.
I can acknowledge it, but again, he's a comedian. Literally going after people is what he does, and we saw that throughout the night. The comedians who were there were.
What if everyone got up and smacked him?
These are people that have power. They've got money. They've got all the things they need to exist and be comfortable in this world. And this is a moment where you make people uncomfortable. And by the way, G.I. Jane is one cool chick. So this wasn't exactly a really nasty thing to say. I get where he was going. And yes, the hair thing can be painful. This is something that she has gone through and she has discussed. I will not be surprised if this ends up on her show Red Table and being discussed, because she does have a show and this is the sort of thing that they talk about. But I do want to talk a little bit about something that Eric said, and he talked about what's the consequence of this. Number one, the LAPD has said that there has been no report made by Chris Rock. I don't think he's going to make one. And there is a code of conduct, though, that was spelled out very clearly in 2017 after the Harvey Weinstein debacle and scandal. And they basically came out, the Academy, saying, look, there's no place for people that use their status, power, or influence to crush someone else or to use any form of abuse, harassment, or any kind of discrimination. And so you're looking at this going, okay, Academy, so what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about this? Because clearly there were no consequences that night. But are there going to be consequences going further? Will they kick Will Smith out of the Academy? Highly unlikely. He's a huge name in Hollywood. I'll be curious to see where this goes.
Yeah, where should it go, Eric? Should he be kicked out of the Academy? Should his Oscar be in danger?
Yes, yes,
Well,
yes.
I felt the punishment should have been
Immediately.
on site. He should not have been allowed to go on stage to make a speech. They should have explained that he wasn't allowed to
Exactly.
attack someone
Exactly.
During the ceremony. And this is the problem that we have. When institutions don't step up and do what they're supposed to do in the moment, then it creates a situation where an even bigger punishment is only available. I mean, kicking him out of the academy, taking his Oscar away from him. These are pretty huge punishments. I don't expect that they will happen. He should have been punished in the moment, but the Oscar cast producers didn't seem to have the will to step up and take the action that should have been taken in the moment. And even though
They should have taken the action in the moment, like Chris Rock took that bitch ass slap in the moment. Okay? From a P-U-S-S-Y bitch of a Will. I have no respect for you, Will Smith. None. All of my love for you and respect, gone. Gone like the wind.
Will Smith apologized.
You know, one of the things I thought of after I saw all of this, I thought to myself, you know, if Will Smith was really that perturbed from that joke, what he should have done was grab Jada's hand, kiss it, okay, or leaned over to her, or stood up and shuffled on over to her side, kissed her on her forehead, or kissed her on her head, right? And whisper some sweet sentiment in your ears. You know, if Chris Rock is married, I don't know, and his wife was in the audience as his wife, what I would have done after that display of a jackassery, okay, from Will Smith, I would have got up, walked up to my husband, hugged him, kissed him on the cheek, said, carry on, you know, carry on, baby. I love you. Us women needs to know how to take care of our man. Be it in a positive way or a negative way. Like if I was Jada and my man did that, when he sat down, I'm getting up and walking the fuck out. I appreciate you, baby. I love what you did, but don't forget what you did also represents me. It's a reflection on us and our family. We're not hooligans, tyrants, or terrorists. Okay? We're not bullies. We are productive citizens who must lead by example.
To his fellow nominees and to the Academy. He didn't apologize to, for example, Questlove, the director of Summer of Soul, who received the best documentary feature that Chris Rock was announcing, and everyone in the place was looking at Will Smith and talking about what had just happened and not paying attention to his acceptance speech. And he didn't apologize to the families of people featured in the In Memoriam segment. When the camera came back to start that segment, you could hear people in the room were still talking and buzzing about what had happened with Will
We're still
Smith,
talking now.
paying tribute to people who had passed away over the past year. So he disrupted the Oscar ceremony in a way that stole the attention and the consideration from honorees that truly deserved it. And some people may never get this honor again.
Never.
And when someone who has that much power acts without realizing how much power they wield and how they can disrupt the lives of other people, that's the true tragedy. And when they're supported by other people in the room,
Selfish.
instead of reminded of their responsibility to act responsibly and act like the role model they say they are, then that's truly the biggest problem.
I think it's a really good point you make. It did overshadow so many achievements, including Will Smith's, but so many other achievements on an
Who cares about
where
his?
those should have just been shining. Eric Daggett.
Well, guys, that is just my thought on that. That's it on that. And one of the reasons why I wanted to do this commentary because I have alopecia, and if Chris Rock made a joke about my bald head or my hair falling out or my alopecia, it wouldn't bother me none. It just wouldn't, because I'm built Angela tough. Okay, it's a joke. It's his job. That's what he does. And it has always been that way. For Arsenio Hall, God, what's his name? That guy that was on drugs. Oh my God, one of the most famous stand-up comedian, Christopher Pryor or something like that. His name is. That's how it has always been. They've paved the way. Okay, Will Smith have cracked joke on people. What if he got knocked out or got punched or bitch slapped? I teach my children that violence must not be on the table. Okay, you must defend yourself if possible, if you need to. But if you don't need to hit someone, don't be the first one to hit, because if you're the first one to hit, you're the first one to go to jail. And if it's in a certain situation, okay, you may be the last one to hit, but the first one to go to jail, and the only one to go to jail, probably get shot. So we teach our kids, not to hit, to watch our mouth, to behave and act accordingly in different environments. And we as adults cannot think that those rules does not apply to us. We are the example that we want to see our children emulate. We should behave better so our kids can be greater. And I know a lot of young men saw that last night. A lot of young women saw that and probably think it's okay for their man to go slap someone if they grab their ass or say something hurtful to them or hurt their little touchy soft feelings. Okay, Jada, you should be tougher than that, girl. Will, you know better. At least I thought you did, but you don't. As far as to my love for you, out the window. Out the window. And no more. It is not right. If I was Jada, I would have definitely had a talk with Will. Say, baby, I know you love me. I know you want to protect me. And I know that we're on a different and better level. We have a deeper connection. However, we don't behave like that. Okay? Not because the world looks on us a certain way, or not because people expect us to be different or to act different. My God. Okay, we're a human being, but because it's just the right thing to do. We have children. We have black children. And they cannot walk around punching people or slapping people. The consequences for them may not be what you received. We must try to control ourselves. We must control ourselves. Black people, we have to rise above the fray. We have to do different. Because everyone is expecting us to fail. That is what the white man wanted. We've been struggling and fighting and asking that we don't get the opportunity to host the Oscar or to produce the Oscar, or we have less of us that that shows up at the Oscar. We're not represented at the Oscars. But fuck, look what happens. We give you guys the torch and you burnt down the fucking building. They gave you guys the torch and you burnt down the damn building. Will, one man overshadowed everything. Finally got an Oscar. And look what we're talking about. Thank God I did not watch a movie, and I really wanted to go see the Netflix. I think it's a Hulu. Is it on Hulu? The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the series, not the comedy. I really want to, I've been planning on just binge watching and just getting into that, but nah, nope. No more my time, Will Smith. Anyway, guys, know better, do better. Okay? Don't put it away. Let's use our hands to just love on each other, to hug each other, to say hi to each other. Okay? Let's just use our hands to build each other up, not to tear each other apart. What the world needs now is love, unconditional, selfless love. At times we do need to be selfish, yes, and to give ourselves so we can, re-energize and get back out there. But it's just sad, heartbreaking, really what happened last night. So that's it on that. Passions, I'm out. So I'll see you guys later. All right, until next video, be blessed, be bold, be beautiful, but most importantly, be the best version of you and be in love with yourself, because when you are in love with you, you want nothing to destroy you or nothing to taint who you are or your name. Okay? Don't forget to comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so next time I drop another video, you'll be one of the first on the spot to pick up what I put down. So, passions, until my next video. Bye for now. Thank you for your time.